up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I'm working on 2 townhouses in the world of San Myshuno. So basically I'm building 2 houses on one lot for this one. They're also both furnished for separate households. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, and I based the exteriors of these townhouses off of a picture that I found on Pinterest. And those were, I think, New York-based townhouses that I found. I am not familiar with New York architecture. I've obviously seen photos of New York, but I've never been to New York. I've never seen New York townhouses or whatever in real life. But I was looking at pictures of townhouses that looked somewhat like the ones I'm building right now. I obviously gave my own spin to it, so it's not the same, but yeah, supposedly this is New York inspired. So let me know if you are familiar with New York townhouses and if this reminds you of that in any way, shape, or form, because I honestly have no idea, but supposedly this type of a townhouse could be found somewhere in New York. And I thought it'd be really cute to build something for separate families here in this is the Spice District in the world of San Myshuno. I believe it is the more family-friendly neighborhood, which is actually one of my favorite neighborhoods. I think this one is so cozy, and I love the little area where the flea market is and where you'll find the basketball area, and I just really like the water surrounding this area, and the apartment buildings are so cute. Are those what you would call the brownstone buildings? Like I said, I'm not very familiar with New York, so I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I really like those apartment buildings. I think they're so pretty. And then the abandoned, or not abandoned, but like the old warehouse type builds in the background. I really enjoy this area. It's definitely my favorite neighborhood in San Myshuno. And yeah, I just think it's so cozy and so family friendly, which is why I decided to furnish these townhouses for families too. So one of them is for a single dad and his teenage son, and the other one is for a married couple with a teenage daughter who are also expecting a baby at the moment. So that's what I furnished these townhouses for, and I just really enjoy this area of the city, especially in the fall time. You can see that I set my game to autumn. So yeah, I really love the color of the trees and the color of the grass, which is a little random, but I really enjoy it. And these townhouses are basically the exact same as when it comes to the floor plan and stuff. I just chose slightly different color schemes for the exterior, as you can see. Only the paneling, like the color of the paneling, and then some of the colors, the paint colors in the windows and the window frames basically are different, because I wanted those to match the siding, of course. So that is each house has their own little color scheme. But then for the rest, like floor plan wise, they're exactly the same, except they're mirrored. So I didn't build 2 of the exact same houses in a row. I just kind of mirrored them, if that makes sense. So they were the same but mirrored, and I just really like the effect of the mirrored houses. I don't know why, but I just thought it was nice, and it felt so nice and symmetrical for this lot as well, and I just thought this worked the best. And the floor plan was a little bit of a struggle, but I did manage to figure it out. So I was definitely thinking that these townhouses are a little bit on the older side of things, so they're definitely not new. However, the townhouse on the left with the more brown tan color for the siding is going to be a little bit more renovated. So that one has a newer kitchen and stuff like that, whereas the other one on the other side, the more gray or bluish one, that one's very old and also messy. We will get into the storylines for each of these townhouses in a second here. So yeah, they both have the same floor plans, and they ended up having 2, oh my goodness, am I saying this right? No, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So that's what I ended up giving both these townhouses. They have 1 bedroom downstairs and then 2 bedrooms upstairs, and then a full bathroom upstairs as well as a full bathroom downstairs. But then for one of the townhouses, I actually used the downstairs bedroom as a bedroom. For the other one, I turned it into a storage / office space, because there's only 2 Sims living in the one townhouse versus 3, soon to be 4 Sims living in the other townhouse, so I needed an extra bedroom for that one. But this house, both these houses can have 3 bedrooms each if you needed 3 bedrooms. But yes, for the storyline for these houses. So, as I already kind of explained, the house on the one side, the left and right kind of switches because I'm like rotating the camera, of course, but we're just gonna go with the blue townhouse and the brown townhouse. Let's just say that. So the blue one, which is the one we will be furnishing first, is going to be for a single dad and his teenage son, and they're very messy. Like, their house is messy, their furniture is old, they did not fix up the place when they first moved in. There's cracks on the wall, there's stains on the floor. It's a little bit gross. Most of all, very, very messy. So what I was thinking is that the father and the son have been living with just the two of them for a very long time. The son's mother, so the wife basically, she passed away a long time ago when the teenage boy was still very young, when he was still a toddler. So that is a very sad story. I don't know exactly what type of a job, or actually, we talked about this on stream. We basically came up with these entire storylines as I was building these houses over on stream. So that was a lot of fun. We were just like talking about the storyline and expanding it and coming up with new ideas together, and it was a lot of fun. So we actually ended up with quite detailed storylines. So the dad is in manual labor for his daytime job, and then we were definitely thinking that he is in some kind of a side hustle business. We don't know exactly what it is, but we were thinking that it's probably not exactly legal. So for like a little bit of extra money, he is in some sort of a business that is not exactly legal, and I feel like his son doesn't know a lot about that either, because the dad doesn't really want to burden his son with that type of information, so he just doesn't tell him. However, he is in some kind of a side hustle. I also parked a van next to their house, which technically they probably are not allowed to park the van there, but from time to time they'll put it there. And who knows what is in the back of that van, you know? It's probably a little bit sus. Nobody exactly knows what is in the back of the van that was parked, the yellow van next to the blue townhouse. So yeah, the dad is, he does manual labor for his daytime job, and then he has some kind of a suspicious side hustle that nobody really knows. And their house is extremely messy. I feel like the dad is the kind of person that will take up a lot of DIY projects, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. And most of the time, like 95% of the time, it just doesn't work out, and then he doesn't clean up. So they end up having a lot of random stuff and a lot of just like trash around. The place is very littered, not only on the inside, but also around the townhouse, which they obviously have to clean up a little bit. Otherwise, they'll probably like get fined or whatever. Because it's not like their property. So they have to like clean it up, but you can kind of tell that it's a little bit messy around their house. And it's not all that nice and cleaned up at all. So yeah, that's what the dad is doing. And then the son, he is also kind of messy, just like his dad, because that's just kind of how he grew up and he doesn't really know any better. But the son, he has a dream because his mom passed away when he was still very little, when he was like 2 years old or something. His mom unfortunately got sick and she passed away. Now, his grandparents, so his mom's parents, used to own a diner here in the city, and the mom was supposed to take over the diner, but then she got sick and she passed, so she never got a chance to take over that diner. And then unfortunately the grandparents got old, they were forced to sell the diner, and then they probably passed away at some point as well. So yeah, all these people are unfortunately passed away and the diner was sold. But now the son, he has this dream of actually being able to purchase or like buy the diner back, if that makes sense, and like, you know, continue the legacy, if you will. So that is the son's dream, and I thought that that was so cute. So his mom passed away a long time ago, which obviously he doesn't really remember, but he does remember her, and he really misses her, and the same goes for his grandparents. He probably used to go to his grandparents' diner all the time, but then they had to sell it, and now it's like some different type of a diner that is totally not his vibe and totally doesn't do justice to what it used to be before when it was still in the family. So it is his dream to purchase back the diner and turn it into the place it used to be, and hopefully even better. So we were thinking that the son, he is really trying to take up cooking. He is not the best cook naturally because his mom like never got a chance to teach him what she knew, because his mom was a really good cook and she was going to take over the diner. But unfortunately that never happened. So he did learn a thing or two about cooking from his grandparents. You'll see, for example, that in the kitchen I placed like this old pot that looks like an inherited like passed down type of a pot. So he has that sitting in the kitchen, and he's really trying to learn how to cook with his grandparents' old recipes. And he is also trying to keep the house a bit more clean, especially in the kitchen. He's like really going after his dad and like getting annoyed with his dad that he is so like that he litters so much, and that it's just he doesn't care about like how clean the place looks, and it just annoys him a little bit because he has a purpose now. Like the son knows what he wants, and he has a purpose, and he wants to take over the diner, and he wants to work for that. Whereas before, he probably never really used to have a purpose. He didn't really know what he wanted. His dad just kind of did whatever, and the son never really knew that he felt like he knew what he wanted. But then it like hit him that he wanted to buy back the diner, and he wanted to do that. So that is really what he is working on. And so yeah, that is the storyline for the people living in the townhouse that I'm furnishing right now. You'll see that this place is very littered, and it's really not great. I'm using old floorboards and old kind of gross looking wallpaper in here as well. And I use a lot of stuff from the Basement Treasures kit. Is it Basement Treasures? Is that what it's called? Oh god, I can't remember. But I really love that kit, especially for this house. Like, it was so perfect. I'm using the couch and I'm using the chair, as you can see, because they look so old. And it was just such a great vibe for this entire place. And then for this place, I also used a lot of stains, or like scratches and stains and cracks in the wall to really make it look like this place has not really been taken care of that well. It doesn't look the greatest. It needs a little bit of TLC, but it's just not getting that at all because the people living in the place now, they just don't really care about that kind of a thing. So yeah, it looks a little bit trashed. Also, you'll see that I put a little suitcase of money in the coffee table because we were thinking that the dad is definitely the type of person who does not trust banks. So he kind of just like keeps stacks of his money in places in the house because he doesn't trust banks. So we thought that was a funny idea. And then we also gave them a record player and also a console because we were thinking that the dad and the son, they bond over music and video games. That is something they're both into, and that is something they enjoy to do together, like listen to music and play games. I was definitely not thinking that the son and the dad have a bad relationship. I feel like they have a really good relationship, but the son recently just found his purpose and knows what he wants. So he's kind of like slightly changing his lifestyle and trying to be different. Whereas the dad is just like, he's been living the same life for years, and this is just kind of what he does, and he's not really planning on changing anything. But who knows, maybe he'll follow his son and he'll try to do better and like clean up the place and let go of the shady side hustle business, whatever that is, and like get his life together a little bit. He probably went through a very rough time when his wife passed away, because I feel like they didn't used to be this type of a family when the mom was still around. Definitely not. But he just like, he lost his wife, he lost the love of his life, and that's super sad. And then like things took a turn for the worse, and this is what happened, and this is how they live their life now. And now that the son found his purpose, probably, hopefully, the dad will also do better, and he'll find his purpose, and he'll find a new purpose, hopefully, and he'll turn things around for the two of them. And maybe, who knows, maybe he'll find a new love in his life. That is also definitely possible. Speaking of love, the teenage son is secretly dating the teenage daughter who is living next door. And that's a little bit of tea, because the families cannot necessarily stand each other because, well, these people are very messy and they leave their place a little dirty, and they probably have loud music playing a lot because that's what they like to do. Like, they like to listen to music together, and the dad just doesn't care, so he probably plays it way too loud and it disturbs the neighbors. And they're just messy, and they're different types of people with different types of lifestyles. So the neighbors, they don't really get along. So in the neighboring townhouse is a completely different family. Like I already said, they do have a teenage daughter. So there is a mom and a dad, and they are married. But this is the mom's second marriage. So she got divorced, and it used to be just her and her teenage daughter for a long time. Just the two of them living in an apartment here in the city somewhere. But then mom got a new boyfriend, and they decided to get married, and then they moved into this townhouse when they found out that they're expecting a baby. So in the townhouse next door is the two parents who are now married, the teenage daughter who is the mom's actual daughter, and then the newlywed parents are now also expecting a new baby, so a sibling for the teenage daughter. I hope this makes any sense. It is a lot of information, but we had it all planned out in our brains, and when I was building this over on stream, it was so much fun. And I was definitely imagining that the daughter is having a bit of a rough time, because it used to be just her and her mom for years on end, and it was working out just fine. And then all of a sudden she got a new boyfriend who was all trying to be dad-like to her, even though she didn't really want that. I feel like her parents got divorced, and maybe she doesn't really talk to her dad anymore for whatever reason. And then her mom, after years, got a new boyfriend, like a serious boyfriend that stuck around. They decided to move in together, and then they also decided to get married, and now they're expecting another child. And she's like, I don't want this stepdad figure in my life. I don't need a dad. It's been me and my mom for years on end. So I feel like she is kind of taking it she's not really taking it well. So she's having a bit of a rough time, and they moved into this townhouse, and then they got these neighbors, but then she got to know the teenage boy, and he's actually really, really nice, and he's really sweet, and they really hit it off. And the teenage girl, she is into gaming as well. I gave her a little streaming setup in her bedroom, so I was definitely thinking that she is like a cozy game streamer. I was thinking that she could, like stream The Sims and stream Animal Crossing, those types of games, a little bit like myself and like a lot of us probably out there. So that's what I was thinking. And yeah, they're secretly dating, and their parents aren't allowed to know. And it's actually good because the teenage girl's bedroom is downstairs. So it's very easy, like late at night when everyone is sleeping, and the teenage girl, she sleeps downstairs. It's very easy to kind of like have the boy sneak into her bedroom, like use the back door, like it's very easy. So they probably sneak around a lot, and I thought that was a really cute idea. But here you can see we are furnishing the townhouse that belongs to the dad and the son. And this room down here that I turned into the bedroom for the other one, I turned it into a storage/office space for this family because they don't need another bedroom. And I needed another opportunity to place more clutter and make it more messy. So what better than to use an entire room for storage of a bunch of old stuff. So I just put a whole bunch of the basically the junk that came with the basement treasures kit. I put it all in here. I also placed a Christmas tree because, Halloween is over, and they're probably, well, they just store their Christmas tree here year round, but they're probably getting ready to get it out of the get it out of the storage and like put it up. Even though, I don't know, would these people really celebrate Christmas? Maybe it brings up a lot of hurtful times for them as well. I don't know. Maybe they don't really celebrate Christmas. Maybe the son is like, you know what? We should celebrate Christmas again. Like he's really trying to go back into those like family traditions and create a little bit of a more cozy family life for himself and his dad. So maybe they're really trying to do that. That could be a cute idea. And by the way, I was also thinking that these people living here, they have a dog. You could probably already tell by the bathroom that I furnished downstairs. I put a bunch of muddy paw prints in the bathroom because they have a dog that also likes to get messy and roll around in mud. And they probably have to bathe it all the time. So that's what I was thinking. But we are moving on to the second floor here, and this is the dad's bedroom that we're furnishing right now. His bedroom is a little bit sad. He has very old furniture. He doesn't really care about making it cozy, but obviously I do, so I had to like clutter up the room and still like make it cozy. without making it look like the person sleeping here actually cares about making it look cozy. Does that make any sense? Like that, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's basically what I was doing. So I placed these sheets up as curtains because they don't really, like, they have a couple curtains downstairs, like where it matters. In the living room, in the dining room, you would probably want to have some sort of a real curtain, but like in the kitchen, in the bedrooms, they don't really care. Like, they could just put up sheets. Why spend the money on curtains if you could just put up a sheet over the window and it works the same, you know? So that's kind of what they did. They really don't care. And then here on the landing, I placed another old couch, which I was thinking would definitely mostly belong to the dog. I also put a dog bed in the on the landing area, but I was thinking that the dog either sleeps on the bed with the dad or on that old thrifted couch that is on the landing. And then over here is the teenage boy's bedroom. So we were thinking that he is into, well, he is into music and games, and also probably into playing music. Maybe he's teaching himself how to learn to play the guitar. So I put a guitar in here. He has an old bookcase, obviously also a desk to sit down and do his homework. And we gave him this old gaming desk chair because I thought it would be very fitting. I don't know, maybe it was thrifted, maybe he found it somewhere, so he has this old gaming chair. And I just cluttered up his room with a bunch of books, obviously a phone, some glasses. One thing I placed everywhere in this house is caps, baseball caps. So I was definitely thinking that this teenage boy wears his baseball caps all the time, and they're just kind of all around through the house. And we kind of did the same thing with toilet paper for some reason in this house. There's literally toilet paper everywhere. They probably don't do napkins or whatever kind of a paper towel. They don't do that. They just use toilet paper for everything. So there is toilet paper everywhere. We just thought that was funny. And then a cute little detail was the teddy bear, like the teddy bear holding a heart that I kind of hid under the desk. That is something, that is a little gift that he bought for his secret girlfriend, and his dad can't find out. So he kind of just like hid that under his desk for the time being until he is able to give it to her. We thought that was a cute idea. And then here up on the second floor is another bathroom. This one also has laundry. So for the house downstairs, there are a couple of slight floor plan changes, but like really minor floor plan changes, because they did renovate the house next door, and they like swapped around the laundry situation. They have a laundry downstairs, and like it just looks a little bit different, but it's basically the same. But I'll obviously also show you the houses side by side after we're done with the speed build portion of this video. Then I'll obviously tour the houses with you so you can get a better look at how exactly they look side by side. That is so much fun. And then here we're actually already almost finished with the house for the dad and the teenage son. I just placed a little bit of like trash around the place to kind of mimic what's going on the inside of the house, if that makes sense. Both houses have a dumpster, but this dumpster is an old one filled with graffiti, and it has a lot of trash next to it, whereas the dumpster that belongs to the other townhouse is all neat and clean, and there's no litter, like there's no like trash littered anywhere around it. So yeah, it's a little bit of an opposite kind of a thing that we have going on here. And then here in the backyard, I obviously had to place a bunch of junk. So we have a lot of old stuff, and we also placed a clothesline because we were thinking they do have a washer and dryer, but the dryer is probably broken, so they have to hang their laundry. So they put up a laundry line to hang their clothes. And then after we're done with the backyard, we are moving on to the second townhouse. And this one, the vibe for this one is completely different. So I was thinking that the mom, she went crazy on Pinterest. She was so excited that she was moving into her own townhouse where she had more space than the apartment she was living in before. And so she went crazy on Pinterest trying to look for like furniture and color combinations and stuff that she wanted to do in her new house. So you can definitely tell that this house, mom really tried to make it look very cozy. It is like, she went ham on Pinterest. She has all these boards and she has all these styles that she kind of wants to go for, but it doesn't really all work together that great, for example. So here in the living room, you can see that we have a vibe going on with these with these soft sea foamy colors and all the light wood furniture, like almost a little Scandinavian-ish, if you will. But then there is a dining area that all of a sudden is a lot more rustic looking. So she probably found all these styles that she's like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. And then she kind of like put it all together in one house, and it looks a little bit like she really tried. But that is something that I really enjoyed for this house. Like, she was so excited to finally move into a larger house and have a little bit more space, and they had a little bit of money to spend. So that's kind of what she did. Like, she got all these furniture items. Probably a lot of it was also secondhand, and probably a lot of it also from IKEA or like a furniture store that is a little bit more affordable. So she really tried, but it's in some areas just a little bit mismatched. You can tell that like this dining set I'm using is from the Horse Ranch pack, but then I'm using more mid-century items in the living room portion of the house. So it's a little bit all over the place. Color scheme wise, I really try to match it. I'm using a lot of light woods, but then also definitely a couple of pops of dark wood. So it's still mismatched, but it's not like too annoying, if that makes sense. But then their kitchen, for example, is completely renovated. Like, their kitchen is totally new. I used the brand new kitchen set that we got with the Home Chef Hustle kit or pack, stuff pack. I used that one in here, so their kitchen was completely renovated, and it was giving me so much trouble. This kitchen took me forever to figure out, like, layout wise. It was giving me so much pain, basically. That is very dramatic, but you know, it took me a while to figure it out. I did not record all of that. And then in the end, something that I did that really pulled it all together is I just continued the wood floorboards that I'm using in the living room in the kitchen. At first I was really set on using tiles in the kitchen to really make it into two different spaces, like the living room, dining, and the kitchen, like two separate spaces, because it is a separate room. So I was like, you know what, let's just use tiles in here. But I really didn't like it, and something was bothering me about it, and it just felt off, and I didn't really know what to do. So I decided, you know what, let's see how it looks with the same floorboards. So I did that in the end, and it makes all the difference. It looks so much better in there. And then here in the kitchen, at first I was going to give them a second dining setup, like with a full-on dining table. I ended up not doing that because, as you can see, the kitchen is very spacious and it feels a little bit empty, and I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't really care so much about that with the other house, because the other house, I was okay making that look a little off and a little weird, and a weird spacious kitchen with strange appliances, and just like, you know, I didn't really care about it so much. I really kind of wanted that for that house, but for this one, I wanted it to look nice and renovated, and I wanted the kitchen to look like something you would really want to turn it into, like your dream kitchen, if you will, for someone, at least for the mom living in this place. So here you can see that I use the different floors, and it makes so much more sense this way for some reason. I just really enjoy how it looks with the other floorboards. I also swapped out the backsplash here. I just continued the exposed brick that I'm using in the living room. I continued that one in here to kind of pull everything together, and it makes so much more sense this way. And I really enjoy how it looks. And I'm loving the color of this kitchen. The terrazzo countertops are so pretty, and overall, I'm still very obsessed with this new kitchen that we got with the Home Chef Hustle pack. I think it's so nice looking. And I really wanted to give this kitchen it just got renovated type of a look. So everything is very matchy-matchy, and the counters are very matchy-matchy. And yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoy how this kitchen ended up looking. They still have that same old like back door in here that the other house has as well. So you can definitely tell that this house wasn't renovated all the way. Like, they didn't like strip the house clean and like rebuild it on the inside. They are definitely still working with what's there, but they definitely renovated. Like, they got new plumbing, a new kitchen, but the layout is pretty much still the same. Though I did like change up the bathroom downstairs here a little bit because I put laundry in here. So this one has laundry and just a shower, so now no shower tub combo, whereas the other house has two shower tub combos, both one upstairs and one downstairs. But this one, I was like, you know what, let's put the laundry downstairs because that just, to me, that made a lot more sense. If I were to renovate my house, I would definitely make sure to put the laundry downstairs if possible. For some reason, that would just make a lot of sense to me. Maybe not, like it really depends on the house, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But I just enjoyed the laundry being near the kitchen for this one. And then this house has a shower downstairs and a toilet and then a shower tub combo upstairs. But then this bathroom is probably mostly used by the teenage girl because she sleeps downstairs. Her bedroom is downstairs, and then obviously also for the laundry. So this bathroom is nice and cluttered, and then after the laundry bathroom, we are moving on to the kids or the teenagers' bedroom. So this one is very colorful. I really enjoy how this bedroom came out. So like I said, as I was thinking, this teenager, she is very much into gaming. I was thinking of her as a very quote-unquote girly teenager. So she is into all the soft pastel colors. The furniture in her room is very mismatched, but I really like it. I did use a lot of green and that like dark teal color almost. Is that like a teal? Would you call that teal? The color in the chair and also the color in the desk and on the bed, like in the bedding. Basically, I feel like that color looks really great with the dusty pink that I'm using for the wallpaper and for other little details in this room as well. And we have some gold details in here, so it's a little bit mismatched, but I really, really enjoy it. And as you can see, I gave her a gaming setup because I do think, or a streaming setup because I think that she's into streaming cozy games. So that's what she is into basically. And then she's secretly dating the boy next door. And it would be very easy for her to sneak in the boyfriend basically because she sleeps downstairs. The rest of the bedrooms are upstairs. And also her bedroom is right next to the kitchen where the back door is located. So she can very easily just really sneak in the boyfriend from next door. It's very easy to do. So they probably do that all the time. They probably hang out here all the time because it's easiest. But yeah, I really enjoyed cluttering up this bedroom and making it all cozy and girly and just like something I would have really enjoyed as a teenager and obviously, honestly, still would really enjoy because I think these colors look so cute together and it's just amazing. Basically a teenage girl's dream bedroom, if you're this type of a teenage girl, you know, like if it's not your thing, then obviously not. But there's also a lot of like game posters and music. I was thinking that she is also very much into music, so that is something that she bonds over with her boyfriend as well. Also video games. And he probably teaches her a lot about cooking and stuff like that, and I just think that that is so cute. But then we're moving on to the second floor. So here on the second floor, we have the parents' bedroom as well as the nursery, and also a full bathroom. I did not record that full bathroom because I already recorded a lot of bathrooms for this house. So I was like, you know what, that is, or for this video. So I thought that was a little bit too repetitive because we do have basically 2 fully furnished houses, which is also why this speed build is so long. I'm so sorry. I hope you're enjoying it still. You could obviously also skip to the end, you know, if you just want to do the tour, then that's also possible. And today is actually exciting because it's actually funny that I'm building townhouses for today's video because later today, in a few hours, there is I believe a trailer dropping for the next expansion pack, which is supposedly going to be called For Rent and is supposedly going to have to do something with becoming a landlord, real estate, renting houses. Like, we don't really know exactly what's going on. But yeah, it also talks about, like, the pack has leaked, all the information has leaked, and the leaks talked about how you would be able to do multiple household lots, so have multiple households live on one lot, maybe with like townhouses like these. So maybe you could actually use these townhouses in the way I intended them to work. But right now you would just have to play with one big household for both the families. Like both the families would have to be in one household. But from what I understand, or from what has leaked, with the new expansion pack, you'll be able to play multiple separate households on one lot. So you could potentially play both these families on one lot, but in separate households, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm very excited about it. That is something I have been wanting for so long in this game. So if that is true, if that is something we're actually going to be able to do, I'm going to freak out and I'm going to be so excited. But yeah, supposedly there is a trailer dropping tonight. And if there is, then I will probably be recording a trailer reaction, and then that reaction will go up before this video does. So everything is very much out of order. Maybe by the time you're watching this, you'll have seen my trailer reaction. Maybe not. Maybe something went wrong. Maybe, I mean, I'm set on recording that, so that'll probably happen. This is all going to be very confusing, but you know, essentially we're getting townhouses, or the ability to build either townhouses or apartment buildings or both. I don't really know. And I'm very excited about getting that option because it's something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. But as you can see, we're moving on to the backyard for the second townhouse. This one is not dirty and littered and disgusting. This one is actually really cozy. They have a nice dining setup and a grill. And I also gave them a little couch to hang out on the back porch that is really small. And then they have a lot of cute little plants and flowers everywhere. And I also gave them a couple of loungers. So when the sun is out, they can just like do some lounging here. But the backyard is actually very small. And then they obviously also have a little front porch. And whereas the neighbor's front porch is very, you know, once again, littered with a lot of trash, this one's very cute. They just have a couple plants out here and it's very inviting and cozy looking, and I'm overall really happy with this. But that was it for the speed build portion, so let's jump into the game and I'll show you the houses in real time. So here we have the townhouses in the game. I feel like they look very inviting, and I just like how they blend in with the rest of the neighborhood. They like face this little square with the food stalls and the basketball court, and the flea market will be here too. It's just really cozy. But then starting off with this townhouse on the right side, the blue/gray one. I can never really tell what color this is, but to me that looks blue. So there is a bunch of trash over here on the side. Here's Dad's suspicious van. Who knows what's in the back of this van, what's going on there. And then they have their backyard over here, which is very littered. There is a bunch of tires here. Nobody really knows why. And also just a bunch of trash out here. You know, it's a little bit gross. And then through here is the little alley in between the houses with the dumpsters and of course a little bit more trash as well. And then here on the front porch for this one, you can see once again more trash. So let's go inside. There is this little entryway space with a closet, and then you kind of walk straight into the living and dining room. They also have some suspicious sprouts throughout their house here on the table, and they're in the kitchen as well, so who knows what's going on there. But this is their dining space basically, and then over here is the living room space. And this was a cute touch. This is a family picture of the dad and the son who is now a teenager, the mom who passed away, and their then puppy, now fully grown adult dog. So yeah, that is a family picture that they cherish. And yeah, here they have their very cluttered living room, coffee table, TV stand, boxes, broken chairs. Like there's a lot going on here. And then through this door you enter into the kitchen, which is awkwardly spacious and just a little strange. Dad really does not like to cook. You can see that he orders a bunch of takeout, and he also eats a bunch of cereal, and there's just a bunch of like mess basically going on here. And then over here is the stove with the pot that the son probably inherited from his grandparents. I thought that was really cute. And then in the back here is a microwave little corner, and there's a breakfast nook in here as well with a bunch of soda cans and some groceries sitting on the table waiting to be put away, but they probably never will. And then over here is a storage/office space. So over here is just a bunch of junk basically, just like kind of stashed against the wall. And then over here is a little desk office space with a bunch of cups. Nobody ever puts their cups away around here. They have an old computer, and there is a Christmas tree stashed in the corner as well. And then over here is the downstairs bathroom where they gave the dog a bath, as you can tell. His muddy paw prints are still on the floor. And then they just have a sink and a toilet in here. Then when we go upstairs, there is this landing that's also very messy. Some more old pictures here as well. And over here is Dad's bedroom, and Dad really doesn't care about his bedroom. He has some suspicious documents stashed here under his nightstand. Who knows what's going on there? Then he has his wardrobe situation, another bookcase, and just like a mirror in here. Across from the dad's room is the teenage son's room. I really like how this room came together. I don't know why, but because it's definitely not pretty, but I just really enjoyed furnishing this room with all the clutter and the dirty carpet. I don't know why, but it just, I really enjoyed it. So he has his desk with a bunch of clutter over here and the teddy bear for his girlfriend hidden under his desk as well. And then he has his wardrobe situation and his guitar over here. And then on this side here is the bathroom. So another awkwardly large space for a bathroom, but they have their laundry in here as well, so that definitely takes up a little bit of space, and a shower tub combo and just a little bit of a mess in here. Then moving on to the house next door, you can tell that the floor plan is essentially the same. I just changed the bathroom shape a little bit for this one. So they also have an entryway space here, which is exactly the same with a storage closet, but they just got it like nicely painted. And then you kind of walk straight into the dining room space. So we have a nice dining table. It looks all rustic and cozy. And then over here is the living room space, which is all of a sudden a little bit more mid-century modern looking. I love these couches. They're so trendy. And I feel like that's exactly what the mom would be into, the trendy furniture. And they got a nice frame TV. So that is actually really, really nice. And there are some bookcases here by the staircase as well. And then when you walk through this archway over here, you enter into the newly renovated kitchen. Oh, I love this kitchen. I feel like it's so trendy, and that's, like I said, exactly what the mom would want. So they have some bar counters here and a nice breakfast table here in the middle of the area, and a little coffee nook over here as well, which I really, really enjoyed. Then off of the kitchen is the bathroom slash laundry space, which is also really nice. I used the same counters in here, but in a different color to kind of match the wallpaper. And there is a shower and a toilet in here, of course. And then over here is the teenage girl's bedroom. She is a streamer, a gamer. She has a very cozy bedroom. There is a lot going on here, a bunch of clutter. I love this wardrobe, by the way. It was perfect for this room. I really embraced the high school years pack for these teenager bedrooms. Some clutter here in the corner as well, and a streaming desk setup situation with a bunch of posters behind it. Then upstairs we have the landing with a bunch of family picture frames. I thought that was definitely something this family would have. There is some more picture frames over here as well, and a bunch of storage up here. Then over on this side is the parents' bedroom. I really like this one. There's not a whole lot of clutter going on, but I really like the clean look for this room. And they have a built-in wardrobe in here. And then over on this side, I really enjoy this little corner with some extra built-in storage. Across from the parents' room is the nursery, so they're currently expecting a baby, which is why this nursery is still very clean looking. But there is a crib ready for the baby, of course, and there is a changing table in here as well, and some items they can use when they become an infant. So that's all set up for them. And then over here is the upstairs nicely renovated bathroom. I really like this one. It has the same color scheme I used in the bathroom downstairs. And then they have a beautiful double sink set up in here and some storage over here next to the toilet, which I thought was really cute. But overall, it's just very clean looking. And then over here is their backyard, of course. So they have a really cozy dining setup. I love how it looks in the evening light, by the way. That's beautiful. They can hang out here on the back porch, and then there's obviously some loungers here as well. But that is basically it for these townhouses. So these two townhouses are up on the gallery. In total, they have 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The lot is very expensive. It comes in at just over 152,000 simoleons, but it is 2 houses. So I feel like like it, you know, it kind of makes sense. And there's actually also an unfurnished version of these townhouses up on the gallery. This one, the Townhouses Unfurnished, are up on my gallery as well. So if you wanna just get the exterior and furnish the townhouses yourself, then you can totally do that. These ones just have the exterior decorated. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this off the gallery, like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!